This guy got triggered. I heard about this. Cameraman gets triggered. The ignorant ones are striking again.
Peter Boghossian was giving a talk.
Peter Boghossian. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me hear again.
Peter Boghossian was giving a talk.
Peter Boghossian.
When he made a statement about enforcing the border, which triggered the cameraman to walk out of the room.
Why?
I think the cameraman left. Did that offend you? I think it offended him so deeply he left the room.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's why he left. He shook his head and left.
Peter notices and says, hey, somebody give him a mic. Let's have a conversation about it.
If you disagreed, I'm more than willing to have a conversation with you about it.
I appreciate that. Maybe we could do that at the end of the shoot.
I mean, we'll get it on film.
He's already sounding out of breath. End of the shoot. It's like, huh? But brother, relax. If when bro, this is what's deadly. When someone is speaking about something or whatever, and it offends you to the point, bro, like you're unable to even sit there, and you have to walk out. And by the way, you're working. You're at work. You're the cameraman. You're doing a job. That to the point that you can't take it, that you got to walk off. That's not right, is it? That's unprofessional. That shouldn't be how it is. Why did you agree to do it if you knew that you were susceptible to doing stuff like that?
Right now.
And this gets very interesting. It's worth taking a look
interesting,
at. The cameraman does not believe there should be border enforcement. He makes this very clear.
I've been listening to it for the last 2 hours while you sat there saying nobody ever can present an argument against me. I'm presenting them to you right now.
I can use another.
You can hear his mouth is dry. He's a little bit panicking. The aggression part is coming. The aggression is starting to show, because I think where it ends up being, bro, it's like maybe frustration and the inability, because I'm sure like they've got valid points as well. Like when people come to the table, this is why we come to the table, is because we both got valid points, even if you disagree. This is why we come to the table, we share and we take the greatest bits of both and we move on. You know what I mean? We grow from there because we've got common ground then. Like, I want to listen to it. I think a lot of the anger is from frustration of unable to express themselves, unable to get their points across in a cohesive way. I think that's where the frustration begins, and then it turns into anger with a lot of these people. This is what I've started to see.
Beer.
So you don't think there's a problem?
That's cool. That's fine. But we need to come to an understanding. We need to come to it. You need to work on it. As simply as that. Because we can talk. We can talk. But just like then work on that, being able to control the emotions, and because that's what you got to do. You got to see it from the outside point of view, as if it's not you who's going to live it. This is what's important to me, how I view it. It's not me who's going to live this. It's going to be the future. What's the best for them? How best we're going to move forward for them? You know what I mean? And that we've got to have common ground, and it's got to be like common sense.
With illegal immigration.
It's like I always say, common sense now is becoming like rare. It's like rare sense.
I think whether immigration is legal or illegal is arbitrary.
I think it's safe to describe this as the leftist worldview that believes there are no borders. Immigration is not a valid concern. The real concern that everyone should be worried about is fascism and racism.
All of the world has lots of problems, but I would say the biggest one is racism.
So you feel that anybody should just be allowed to come to Western Europe who wants to come?
Yes.
And Peter asked him, okay, well, if you have a problem with being willing to enforce borders with force, then what do we do if someone tries to come across the border?
That's not basically. I don't think it's a crime to cross the border.
Okay,
it's a totally
I think, say
modern.
the truth. I think you don't even care. Like if someone breaks and enters illegally, I think you think it's okay. You probably are rooting for them, right?
Because that would be a crime. I'm saying it's a crime to break into someone's house and steal something. And if someone does a crime, they should be punished for a crime. I'm saying it's not a crime to immigrate.
Sorry about that.
Do you think they'll work?
So you don't believe in sovereignty of a nation?
Hold on, I missed a bit.
I think you don't even care. Like if someone breaks and enters illegally.
I hate that little hair that comes out here.
You probably are rooting
It needs to
for
be
them,
coming
right?
down there. That's what
that would
it
be a
wants me
crime.
to do. But I don't want to do that.
I'm saying it's a crime to break into someone's house and steal something. And if someone does a crime, they should be punished for a crime. I'm saying it's not a crime to immigrate. Do you think they'll work?
So you don't believe in
But it's like illegal immigration when criminals are coming. This is what we're talking about.
sovereignty of a nation?
It becomes like a
I
threat.
mean, honestly, I think that
You know what I mean?
sovereignty is largely something that is used to oppress people.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Thank you for being honest.
Because what we are seeing here is a bit difficult to believe unless you hear it, unless you encounter it yourself.
I'm just glad that you were honest with me and said there's no upper limit to illegal immigration in Western Europe, because you're going to get the society that you want.
Well, and I think that would be a better society. And the reality
Great.
is,
We're about to find out.
I
You
think the
are what
reality
they
is,
call, and I've never really encountered one, and I'm happy to do so, and this isn't an offense, but you are what they call a woke person, aren't you?
Yeah, he is.
I would say so.
He says, yeah.
I think
And what you experienced when you stormed out, that's called triggering.
He's literally arguing it is not a crime to cross the border. He spells it out. We just treat illegal immigration the
Swear.
same as a speeding ticket. It's not technically breaking a crime, it's a minor infraction.
Yeah, that's what needs to stop, because criminals are coming in. You come in the normal way, the legit way. There's a legit way, bro. This is what's mad. It's not like I was saying earlier, it's not like, nope, you can't come in. No, there's a legit way. You can get in and live legitly, man. Well, not all the legal stuff. That's when the criminals and stuff come in. That needs to stop. Wouldn't you agree? Definitely.
I think laws are inherently malleable.
My argument to you would be you haven't answered the question. What do you do with people who go to Western Europe illegally? You still have people coming in dinghies.
I would say that I would say you would treat that like a minor crime in this instance. If one,
No, you just gotta stop it. You don't allow it to happen. You don't make the treat as a normal. It's like, oh, you got. And then what about the people that are coming in the legal way and they got to do it the right way? They follow the steps and they do it the right way. What about them? What about them that are doing it the right way? They're thinking, oh, we've wasted our time. We should have just fucking got in there illegally. No, man, no. That's not how
that
it
is
works.
actually possible to immigrate if you pass a vetting process, which, by the way, it's not. You need a lot of money and a lot of resources, and they only allow a small amount. So realistically, immigration is not possible for people. But two, if someone does
It's not possible. Yeah, he's living in a
break
delusion then.
what I would consider a minor crime, which is crossing a border, that they should be treated and that should be assessed in the same way of, for example, somebody speeding.
And this is not just a singularity. You happen to have a nut.
Bro, every single place in the world has got these laws. Why are they against it in here? Or in the West, like in the States? Why are they against it there? Every other country's got it. You can't go in there illegally. Like, there's a legal way to do it. Every country in the world. Why they got a problem here? It's because we've got the best shit here, that's why. We've got all the leading stuff here, that's why. And they want to be here. That's why. Is it not? Well, what's the issue? Well, then open borders everywhere then. Then there ain't need for countries then. Let's just open it all. Britain, what? What do you mean? I'm on Earth. Yeah, I'm just going to... France? No, what do you mean France? Oh, it's just part of Earth. That's how, if you want to do it, let's do it properly like that then. Open everything up then. Then no borders nowhere. Open borders everywhere. Why is the problem only here in the West? That's how it seems. They're nagging and crying. Victims, every single one of them. It becomes like too much.
Case operating the camera.
like, come on.
This is a
Enough's
prominent,
enough.
widespread ideology
Guys.
shared by many.
Is there any number of illegal immigrants that we shouldn't, like if
What book is that? The Two Swords of Christ.
If
Well,
10
that's got a
million people
Templar
wanted
on.
to come into the UK
Been reading about him.
or on dinghies in a year,
Hmm.
we would just treat that like a speeding violations for those individuals.
Realistically, it would be fine. The number you
No, realistically, it'll be fine. It's so mad.
the,
Well, that's
the-
honest. That's honest.
The number you proposed was, I think, hyperbolic, and would realistically, when you look at the facts, when undocumented or not, when immigrants go to a community, that community benefits.
I'm not talking about the benefits argument. I'm talking about if people
Got the big dry mouth,
there's
innit,
no
bro? Drink some water.
upper limit of people you think
Bloody hell,
before
making
we
me
say
thirsty.
absolutely no more.
That's right. I
Okay,
think
that's honest.
He makes it clear that there should be no borders. I'm not making this up. You can see it right here.
Well, if you want it to be like that, then it's got to be across the board everywhere then. Don't be crying and nagging and crying over here. That's eventually where you got to lead to yourself to. You got to lead to that agreement then. If we do it properly, it might be good. To be honest, yeah, right. You know, it's free Earth. This is just Earth. You know, but you know, people. You know how people move.
Isn't
What's that?
Isn't
I
it
think
the
we're ready.
nation's right to say, okay, we only want X amount because we don't want, for whatever reason, we don't want our demography to be overwhelmed in 10, 20 years.
Yeah, yeah. Is that not okay? Of course, it's okay. It's their country. As with every other country, they have the right to say no. That's it. Even they can even say no. We're not taking no more. We're not taking immigrants. Or like Qatar, just say, you'll never get citizenship here. That's fine. They do it. They can if they want. Stay there 100 years, like the other guy we saw speaking the other day. Stay there 100 years. They won't give you citizenship. That's how they rule it. Why is not everyone going crying over there? Why are people not going over there weeping, saying, oh, no, anyone should be allowed in? We should be able to even preach Christianity in there, because you're not allowed to do that there. Well, why? Why is no one going over there crying? It's suspicious, because no one wants to really go there, to be honest, isn't it?
No, I would say no.
I don't know. I
would
don't know
say
what
no. I
it
would
is.
say
You know, that's how I see it. It's like a strange sort of. It's a strange.
It's
Like,
not
it definitely is like a victim mentality sort of thing, but it works one way.
right.
A genuine difference of opinion.
It is interesting to have a case like
It's
this
so
where someone
strange.
actually says these things out loud, because usually they kind of dance around the bush.
Let's go back
Yeah.
to answer
And
the
I
question.
don't think immigration laws
said the
actually
quiet
stop
bit out
people from
loud.
immigrating.
Okay,
they
but-
just create a lower tier of worker who they can pay less and oppress.
Yeah.
I hear you, and let's
Yes.
go back to the question.
Okay.
We have a boatload of rapists, murderers, and pedophiles coming in.
Completely
to-
false premise.
Well, I mean, it could
Can you
happen. He's
entertain the
saying- he's
hypothetical?
saying, yeah.
Peter's able to get him
you-
to
it's a
admit that,
hypothetical, bro.
well, yes, there are certain
saying it's like a
circumstances,
reality.
there's certain people that we wouldn't let in the country.
This is the question in plain language. You're in charge of immigration policy, in charge of the borders in the UK. You know for a fact that this is a hypothetical, that boatloads of rapists, child pedophiles, and mass murderers are entering your country on dinghies. What do you do?
So I would say
stop
that
it.
okay, so for us to have that information means that
so he'll question
we would
everything
be able
there.
to stop them.
How would you stop them?
He claims, no, it's the West's fault. America and England, the UK have disrupted these countries so badly that they have no choice but to.
Yeah, there's that theory as well. So they should be completely tolerant and be raped. No. Go back, look at history.
illegally immigrate.
European
Go back, look
powers
at history.
at a certain
It's
point
there. You can see. You can read about history.
in history basically started carving up the world and extracting raw resources from around the world and engaging in genocide and slavery. And in fact, that was obviously the foundation of this country as well.
So according to your logic, the UK was so bad to these countries that it forced these people
it
to
was,
illegally immigrate from those countries and seek safety in the UK.
So why
Yeah,
is it
they're-
that white people are not
Do you get it? Like, huh?
refugees to Iraq?
So to the oppressor. Don't make sense, bro.
Because nobody wants to go to Iraq.
And why
Everyone
is
wants to
that?
go to white countries because that's where all the goodies are.
Oh, and what happened in
Damn.
Iraq to make it so bad and
Okay,
destabilize?
But why
that
don't
a
they
million
want?
people
Why
could
doesn't
die
anyone
there?
want to go to Somalia and Kenya and Nigeria and Afghanistan and Uzbekistan
Libya.
and
Did-
Libya?
so
and
did
all the
Britain-
US?
So did Britain or Europe have
I'm
anything
saying.
interesting?
So he's like the sort of person that's saying it's their fault. It's like the West's fault for how the world is the other way. No, it ain't. Look at history. Look at how everything started, how things start to occur.
historically
You begin
going
to see the
on in the
picture.
last few hundred years, I'm the one who's looking at facts.
Hmm.
You are the one who is leaning on emotions such as bigotry and racism to form your opinions, and you are backing into what you want to be true against what is the reality.
So look, it's like that sort of dialogue there, that then he comes to a conclusion that a person cannot be patriotic only here. Like you can't be patriotic British. That's racism. Huh? What the hell does that mean, bro? Everywhere else they can be patriotic, but here you can't be. We will say that's racism. Nah, bro, you're racist. Get out. Simple.
There has to be
Simple.
a limit. There has to be some kind of process.
You're racist.
What this guy is arguing for is, no, it's a human right. Therefore, there is no enforcement. There is no process.
would you
Yeah.
be willing to change your mind
He
about
wouldn't.
the belief?
He would never
About-
accept it
but I want-
because he'd be
what- yes or
convinced
no?
it's a lie.
But you're sorry. You need to clarify. Would I be able to change my mind about?
About the, do we have to go? Are you coming to get us out? We have to leave. I'm sorry if you had a loss.
Yes, that is why I walked out when you described.
It's irrelevant. Oh, I'm sorry.
That is why I walked out when you
no.
described brutally
What's going
killing
on?
someone. That is.
You could say Peter was phrasing this in a provocative way, and the underlying idea is that we are
Smotion.
actually enforcing border laws with force if necessary.
Didn't you?
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. What, to enforce the border law? There's nothing wrong with that. That's why the border law is there. I don't get it, bro. These lot are like complete victim mentality. It's complete victim mentality, and it's like, whining.
In my last
Whining
interview
and
with James
crying.
Klug?
Yes.
Yeah, and you explicitly heard me say that I'm pro-immigrant, that I'm pro-H-1B visas, that I'm
Mate, 100%.
vehemently opposed to illegal immigration, and that
That's
it's
the issue. This is what these people they fail to, I think, even understand. Is like they go straight away to the racism thing. It's not that. You can come legally. There is a way. You can come through visas. There's ways you can come. But bro, you can do it. It can be done. You can come. But don't do it illegally. If you're doing it all illegally and all that, doing criminal stuff, then you're not allowed it. Simple as that. It's not like a fucking massive madness. No. I know, I respect that everywhere. I respect that everywhere. You won't see me going to Saudi Arabia, going there on holiday and then saying to them, man, they should be letting more churches in there, man. They're like, more white people should be in there, bro. Why is there too much burqas and shit? Like trying to change up their thing and then saying to them, give me citizenship and I'm going to bring in like all my friends there. You know, loads of people are going to start coming in here. Bring us all they'll go get the hell out of here. They say get out of here. No one talks about that. They don't talk about it here because they want to come to the West. You know, and that's like, no, man, there's a right way to do it, bro. There's a right way to do things and, you know, that's why it's there. That's why it's set up that way. You can do it the right way. Go through the right path, not like illegally and all. Like do it illegally, then you go jail. Like that's it. It's illegal. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not like we're bringing something new. That's it.
bewildering to me why
Crying,
people cannot
they're
differentiate
weeping.
between illegal immigration.
Never see them weeping about Saudi Arabia and like Qatar and that, where you will never get citizenship. There's certain things in there, you know, that's like, whoa. Well, you never see them going over there, going to them, no, we're going to protest and shit. We're going to protest over here and all of that. Huh? You don't see them doing that? Come on. Be realistic, my boy.
And legal
He
immigration.
goes, oh, no, it's history. Read the history. You're clueless. You went with the trust me, bro reference. No, read the books, man. Read the books. See the history. See what's going on. Understand. Begin to understand. Don't look at it like a blind tunnel vision, you know, with a bias. No, understand, read, see, look with your eyes.
And here's the answer that I was screaming in my head. Obviously, it would have been inappropriate for me to say it. It's very obvious. It's not a hard answer.
Okay.
The amount of immigrants they allow is so small that it effectively makes all immigration illegal.
According to him, the very idea of an illegal immigrant is a social
Yeah.
construct used to oppress people.
Humans
Yeah.
have, since the dawn of time,
Bro, picked up the
been
Bluestein already.
born
He said,
to
nah,
migrate. I think it's a human right.
I'm going to wish you something.
See, there you go. See, that was it, bro. You see, it turned into like a dream. This is his dream. All open borders, and bro, yeah, cool, man. Have that dream. But we're talking about this thing. I would want that. Honestly, I would. Open borders and all that. It's freedom of travel. You can go, stay anywhere, live whatever. Yes, that's what I would love. That's why the European Union was quite cool. Travel anywhere, go through anywhere, wicked. You know, do bits and pieces. Do whatever you want. Freedom of travel. Brilliant. I love it. Change all the names. Don't have countries no more. Forget countries. Oh, I'm in the mid-section of the northern region of Earth. I'm there. I'm on Island 1. Number it. We can number it. We'll do a number system. We live on, you know, number 6, for example. Yeah, number 6 is great. Cool. You know. But we're talking about this for now. Turn it into
I
a
wish to
dream.
consign you and your family and all of your posterity to lives that you want to create. Because
Yeah.
you're pretty much going to create that in Western Europe. And I wish to consign you to that life. I wish you to give you the very thing you want. I would
Wow.
wish nothing else upon you than that.
Wow. 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 What a way to put it, my bro. I wish you everything that you want. Yeah, exactly as you want it. What you're advocating for, I wish that to be.
Sorry, I'm not understanding what you're trying to communicate to me right now.
I'm trying to communicate
yeah.
in the context of Western
Yeah, it shows, bro.
Europe,
shows.
you're getting the world that you want. And it will,
Sure.
it is, yeah, I'm positive of that. All of the data indicate that the world that you're advocating is coming. And we'll see the consequences of that.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's what they're doing. So triggered to that level. Triggered to that level. Poor bugger. Unable to. And then it turned into a fantasy. Then it's like, there should be no borders. Yeah. Well, start with the extreme places. Here we're all right. Here we're all right, man. We're going to start closing down that border because it's like, the criminals and stuff are coming in. They can come the legal way. We'll do the vetting system and whatever it is that they have there. I'm not like a border specialist, but there's people that are. And, stop the criminals coming in and then move forward from there. You know what I mean? Because you can't have that anywhere else. So I don't see why, it's an issue here. It's not a big issue. You know what I mean? It's not a big issue. Don't make a big issue of it. It's just normal. It's in fact normal. Would you like criminals running around your town? No? Great. Let's stop the criminals from running around the town. Like, it's just like that, bro. Would you like to see criminals in jail? Yay! Then we will put criminals in jail. You go, yeah. I mean, that's why we built jails, isn't it? Yeah. There's a reason. There's a reason. I knew we built these jails for something. I knew it. It's criminals. You disagree with me, I'll kill you. Them sort of criminals. There's a table. Let's come and sit. Talk at the table. Now I'm going to kill you, blow up everything, kill the table. Everyone dead. You're all killers. All of you. Kill them. No. That's barbaric. Let's talk. We're all the same in the end of the day. That's why it's like that. Ultimately, we're all the same. And that's why like the common sense speakers of nowadays, which, I keep saying like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, would have been like, bro, why are you talking about this all stuff? We know, they would have said. It's like, we know. That's obvious. They would have been saying, that's obvious. Now we're talking about stuff that's like obvious. And for someone to speak out about what's obvious, it's like, yeah, the people getting so happy, like, yeah, they're yearning for it. Because they're thinking it, sitting at home and they're going, yeah, man, this is something wrong here. Something a bit wrong, man. We've got some issues. There's some issues here. We've got to sort it out, and slowly it will. Because it's a good society. Ultimately, I think here, like especially Britain, I think it's a good society. I love Britain. You know what I mean? I've especially over the last few years, I've learned to love Britain more, and understand the actual freedom that I have here, for real. When I look around the world. When I look around the world and I see situations and that, because you've got to do that for real to really understand, because there's a lot of us that are really blessed, but we don't actually know. We take it for granted. Honestly, we take it for granted. And then we talk about this, that. But for real, man, here it's a real blessing, honestly, bro. And it's you got to think history and how stuff happened, the way stuff was going on, all the shit that's going on. So, there's people that died for this to happen, for us to have these freedoms. You know what I mean? And I salute them, honestly, I do. Because, like I said, over the last few years, it's realising that. It's yeah, man, they've done some great things, man. Look at this great stuff that they've done. Like the Magna Carta, that's magnificent. What a move. Doing stuff that ripples around the world. Making moves, for the people. Making moves for the people that make other leaders go, oh man, we've got to do it. Because it's just what's right. It's simply what's right. And that's magnificent. A lot of them didn't even exist through it. They set it up and die. you know, without even seeing it come to fruition, and you got to honour that. No matter what their belief is or what they, you know, you disagree with them or not. They're legends for that, because they fought for it. Even if they're fighting for to say something that you disagree with, you know, I don't care. But they got us here, and look, we're here now. We can think as we want. We don't have to hide from, like, the church. We don't have to hide from, you know, wherever it is. We don't have to hide from that. We could just speak, you know, and freedomly enjoy ourselves and discourse and disagreements and all of that. We can do that because we're in, like, a high society, bro. That's literally what it is. And world history, it sort of shows. But yeah, I digress. That was a good video. I'll pop that in the description.